Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. It's your girl, Kyla Coleman, a.k.a. Natural Legalista. Welcome to my zone where we break down stories from the headline with a twist, which is just usually humor and gossip, the usual. Today's topic is Miss Carey the Karen who got away with murder. I cannot wait to jump into this, but y'all know what I do first. We jump into a little self-care tip first. So my self-care tip this week is to take a bath. We know that there have been a slew of celebrities who have recently come out and say that they don't take baths no more or they don't shower. Yeah, I'm not that person. I'm not quite a celebrity yet, but one day, when I become a celebrity, I'm still going to be taking a bath.
I'm still showering.
Yes, most people are, especially we live in Florida. We cannot not bathe, okay? But for the self-care portion of it, I just want you to take a bath because literally taking a long, relaxing bath with some candles, some flowers, some Palo Santo because I like that, some lavender bath soap, it really will help you to just relax and decompress.
Yep.
I have a phone that I keep with me in the bathtub and I like watch Netflix and stuff. So just take a bath, for the sake of everybody else around you and for your own mental health. Okay?
And hygiene.
Hygiene. Right. So, speaking of the person that y'all hear talking, but you cannot see, let me introduce my guest, Miss Keomi Jones.
Hello.
She is the owner of KJ Bail Bonds, which was established in 2015. I met her when I was looking for office space when I first moved to Orlando, and she was just amazing. I think we just bumped into each other and just had a conversation and started talking to each other. Mm-hmm. And at that time, you had just started your business, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You were actually in the building off of OBT. You was just browsing, and I was just actually starting my own company.
Yes.
As Bail Bonds. I was already in the business, but I probably was a few months in the business.
Yeah,
but it was fresh.
I know, but I remember, and I don't know if I can say this or not, and if I can't say it, just stop me, but I think you had actually worked somewhere else in the building for another bonds company.
I did. They
had done pissed you off. You was like, F this, I'm finna open my own business on a different floor from where your floor is. Yeah. And you did the thing. Like, girl. Yeah.
That's what you get.
Right. No, for real, she is a boss.
Yeah,
and
I
you
did.
Girl, but I just remember you being so encouraging and just, I don't know, I was new to Orlando, so I hadn't met that many people. So for you to be a new business owner and encouraging to me, it for real changed my life. She is down to earth, all of that good stuff. I don't really know many bondsmen or bondswomen except for what I see on TV, and they be mean on TV.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So did I get a different side, or is that?
Okay, so with bail bonds, you do have two sides. And my personality is just naturally giggly, happy,
and
energetic. Yeah, I'm kind of laid back. But you have those individuals in life that will take you there.
Ooh. And
you do have to put on your authoritarian type of mother and the vibe of you done or you crossed the line.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Trying it. Yeah.
Phil, do you think she gonna be a good asset to what we about to jump into? Because Keomi don't know what we about to talk about.
Oh, this is gonna be dope.
Oh my God. Okay. So you didn't get a background story or anything, so we gonna jump into it. But before we do that, do you want to add anything to your bio? You want to let them know anything else about you?
Yeah. Of course, I graduated from Apopka, so I'm a native of Orlando.
Okay.
And I attended Florida State University, where I graduated with my bachelor's in science.
Go Noles, because we both knows.
Yeah. And then I actually got my bail bonds license at the same time. When my last semester in college, I did both of those.
Oh
so when I graduated with my degree, I also graduated with my bail bonds license. So I kind of did all that back and forth. And just once I started one business, it's just I kind of got into the business realm. So now I have a hair store as well.
Okay.
It's a lot of stuff. I got to keep you updated. But yeah, I have a few things now.
Keomi, I need to come buy some hair.
Yeah, and we all local in Apopka.
Hey, I'm here for it. Yes. I'm here for it. All right. So what I'm hearing is that you're a bondswoman and you're just a general entrepreneur. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it feels like right now.
That's how you got to be in 2021, child. But like you said, you got to put your authoritative hat on sometimes as a bondswoman. So we about to jump into this story about a bondswoman out in Oklahoma. If we can go ahead and get that news clip.
Oh,
Yep.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, that case.
Oh, you know about this one.
Oh, see, that was just a little preview. There you go.
Yeah,
A brazen shooting caught on camera.
Yeah, that case kind of took me out.
Mom, you just shot him.
I did.
Cold-blooded or justified? As reported by our Oklahoma affiliate KFOR, bail bondswoman Chasity Carey has asked her client Brandon Williams to come down to the office. He's in violation of his bond agreement. She plans to revoke his bail and take him into custody. Also, there is Carey's 19-year-old son, Justin Henderson. A camera in the room is on, showing that things start out friendly.
You out of jail? No, you're a boy, ain't you?
Just got out of jail.
Ouch.
The conversation then turns to cars.
Don't drive that Mustang with boots. With heavy steel-toe boots, don't. Just letting you know.
Good facts.
Williams, who was originally arrested on 3 counts of second-degree burglary and possession of marijuana, has no idea the person who bailed him out wants to send him back to jail.
Fords are expensive, dude. They are. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I see that pretty little Challenger down there. That
Oh, yeah, my Challenger's absolutely gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous.
Carey gets up to shut and lock the door. She tells Williams to put his hands behind his back. Her son is ready and waiting with handcuffs.
What?
Turn around.
What do you mean?
Turn around.
What's going on here?
I'm going to sit and talk to your cups. I'm going to chat. Turn around.
Well, I'm not getting
No.
no cups.
Yeah, actually you are.
For what?
Turn around.
Open the
This is
door.
crazy.
Turn around.
Is this what happens?
Don't put your hands
Turn
on
around.
me. What are you
Keomi gonna
doing this to me for? Why are you doing it? Ow!
Hand behind your
Williams won't comply, and when he heads toward an open window to a balcony, Carey rushes to her desk drawer.
What are you doing this to me for, man?
She grabs her gun and, without any warning, shoots.
I think he
Mom.
died.
He did. Can we go ahead and stop it right there?
Mom,
She killed him.
She did. She did. So what I liked, which just kind of gave me a little bit of chills, so I didn't necessarily like it, but what I thought was creative was the fact that you knew this story already, like before we even started playing it. Yeah. So how did you already know about this?
We, like, as bail bondsmen, we kind of stay in tune to that other events about bail, and when that happened, we all got we all looked into it, read up on it, and you just have to examine your business at that, just as a person that is a professional in the business. Anything that happens, regardless if it's you or not, you do want to be up on certain situations.
Wow. So how did this particular story affect the bonds community? Like what did it make you guys reevaluate? Or you in particular, what did it make you reevaluate?
For me, I actually, because I have this, watching that kind of just hurts my stomach, because he basically was pleading for his life.
Yeah. To
an extent, and as no matter whatever he did, he didn't deserve to die. So
Later on in the video, she actually was not guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably found him not guilty.
That's what we're going to jump into, because I thought that was very wow, especially when you see what happened with the shooting and everything. Man, so let's jump into some of the facts. I know that the video already explained some of it, and like I said, just jump in whenever you feel comfortable. But this did happen in Oklahoma, which makes me feel good that you're in Florida, in Central Florida, and you know what's going on outside of Florida. So this was Chasity Carey, the Karen that I called her earlier. This picture here,
Karen.
Yeah,
And you got to take in consideration that maybe Karen, whatever her real name is, it's a lot of the white law too with that.
Exactly.
So had that been Keomi,
Ooh,
that's good.
Go ahead with that. What do you mean by that?
It would have been a totally different situation. And because basically she was in whatever law that he, well, I didn't say law, whatever violation that he did for her bond for him to revoke. I feel like she should have had way better type of masculinity in that office in that point. Like, I felt that she was irresponsible because she had her son in there. He's little.
Gotcha.
You know this. You know the size of this man.
Yeah.
And people fight because he doesn't want to go to jail. And really, in this point, he was really just trying to run.
Yeah.
He was trying to resist. He wasn't trying to hurt her. He was just trying to get away from her. Eventually, she would have to chase him.
And so also later on in the video, she says her defense was that she killed him in self-defense because she was worried that he would get the gun from her.
Yeah.
No, absolutely incorrect.
Yeah.
He didn't even go towards her desk.
Yeah. And
he
you
had
could
no
see her.
idea that he was headed for the window.
Yeah.
And she didn't know she was going to kill him.
That's what she said. That
She
she
what?
didn't know she was gonna kill him.
She thought she was just gonna graze him.
Maim him. Maim him. That was the term. She thought she was just going to maim him.
Maim
Yeah.
him. Yeah. That would have been different for Devontae or Keomi.
True. So okay. So let me ask you this: do you think if it was a Keomi and a Brandon, that was in the video, the white male, do you think the outcome would have been different if it was a white male that had been shot, or if it was a black male that had been shot? If you were the person to have done it, or do you think the circumstance?
I think in general, with me being the person and just seeing that it was completely wrong, then the law would have mattered. I would have probably, in a percentage, I probably was like, about 85%, I probably would have went to prison.
Got you. Regardless of the race of the people, but because of your race.
Yeah, because of my race. Her race definitely played a part.
So some privilege here.
Oh, yeah.
I can definitely see that because clearly from the video, she did not look like she was in any type of self-defense mode. She took her time kind of going through that drawer and pulling out the gun. Let me ask you,
She just didn't want him. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
But
no,
she
you're
just
good.
didn't want, as a bail bondsman, you do fear having to chase people and lose money. But in that point, I wouldn't have wanted that on my conscience.
Got
and
you.
I have a taser that is a real, he would have been, he'd have been shocked, but I wouldn't have used my gun because that's like the last measure for me. That's what I would think.
That's interesting to note that, like, as bonds people, that you guys have different tools that you can use to get a person under control.
Right.
So you mentioned you have a taser, you do have a gun. Do you have anything that's less than a taser or a gun, like some mace or something?
Yeah, mace don't work.
Okay. Do we
I
know
have
this
been
from
maced.
experience?
Yeah.
I have been maced.
Yeah.
Oh, was he one? Was
No,
he
I
one of your?
didn't mace him.
Okay,
It wasn't
let me know because Let me ask you this too. So you mentioned that sometimes you have to have a masculine presence when things are going on.
Right.
Do you think that this bondswoman used her son Justin, that's his name, he was 19, Justin, to be that masculine presence, or maybe training him to become that kind of person?
She did a horrible job. She just underestimated her profession. You just, first off, her son wasn't really equipped to handle this man. When I've arrested people like that before.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when they come in, it's probably just me. But when it's time for them to go, it's time for you to go to jail. It's 3 people walking in this room that's about to grab you.
Oh, so you kind of give them a heads up first.
I was like, well, you're going back to jail. And but by that time, the people are already walking in.
Got you.
Because I don't want you to be arguing or getting argumentative. But yeah, we're not. It's just you have to be smarter. And in that state, the man lost his life because she did not use her intellect
Okay.
or her.
Do you guys search them when they
That's
get
what
in?
I was wondering.
Do you guys search them if you already know that you're going to arrest somebody, right? They don't know that, but
Right.
do you search them when they come in the building?
Well, you gotta restrain them first.
Okay.
So I restrained them before I searched them. So
Well, no, man, because he just walked in. He didn't know he was getting arrested. Like when he walked into the building,
right.
he didn't know he was getting
Like
arrested.
a
So I'm
measure
like,
or something.
Do you check?
So she would have searched him after she put the handcuffs on him.
Like what I think Phil is trying to ask, and I think I have the same question too, is when somebody comes into your office, is there a method of protection that bonds people usually have to make sure that they're not armed even before they come into your office?
No.
So it's just kind of like a good faith thing.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's almost like unless you have a metal detector or you have someone there to scan them.
But y'all are armed anyway, so it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like you're trained, so
Oh,
you can
yeah.
pick up on body language and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, before that situation, I would have already took him. Like, if I felt like my life was in danger, now that's a different situation. But at this point, it was only financial.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about that. You mentioned that the charges that he had before, they said in the video, so he had a possession of marijuana charge, which is very low. In Florida, that's a misdemeanor. Then he had 3 burglary charges. But it didn't say armed burglary or anything like that. So I don't think he was like a violent type person. Might just have some drug issues.
He was still calling her ma'am.
Being very respectful.
At the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and yes, he was definitely, he should have cooperated and just went back to jail. However, we're human. He's just like, what did I do? She should have explained that to him. She should have explained it to him.
Let's talk about that though, Keomi, because when I was researching the case, it's not even that he missed court or that he had a warrant out for his arrest. She found out, I think through a text, his mom had passed away the week before. So he texted her and was like, hey, I'm getting ready to go to Florida for my mom's funeral. She didn't want him to go because she thought he was going to skip bail. Like, she thought he was going to skip out of town, not because he had done anything wrong. So because she thought that, she set up the meeting for him to come in.
Before the funeral?
She found out he was still in town, so she asked him to come in, and she was just going to go ahead and arrest him before, I guess,
She's cold.
Yeah.
That's a cold woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think she was also trying to show off in front of her son too?
Ooh, I didn't think about
Say,
that.
hey, look what I can do.
Yeah, like this is the perfect case to do something like this for.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, I look at bonds women and bondsmen sometimes as another extension of the law. So do you have people that are in this career that kind of look at it as another way to bully people instead of help people?
I believe in every aspect you have those people who suffer from identity issues and they impose their authority and that's just how it is. I don't personally know any of those people, but I know of a few bondsmen who definitely do that. They use their authority.
So what kind of power do you guys actually have? Because I honestly, I'll be real, I've never been arrested. Thank God. Knock on
Me
wood.
either.
So what is the actual title, job, duties of a bonds person?
Okay, so bail bonds, to be simple, I'm just going to give you a small explanation. So when you bond out of jail, you're not free. You're just we're just transferring custody from the jail to the bonds to the bail bonds.
I never knew it. Like, and I'm a whole lawyer. I never even thought about it like that. Okay.
Yep. So that's all it is. It's just transferring custody. So technically, you are still under arrest, but in a free society at the same time. So that bondsmen have the right to arrest you, take you back. Like they have a massive amount of power. But it's just sometimes it goes overboard. Because she did have the ability to tell him, no, I don't think you are going to Florida for the funeral. She had the ability to do it.
So you literally can just say no, and then the person has to stay.
Right.
Or you can arrest that person and take them back to jail.
Well, technically, he didn't do it yet. If I heard the case correctly, so he didn't do it yet. So she did not have he wasn't actually in violation.
Wow, man.
She just did it because
she could. And now that Phil mentioned that, exercising authority in front of her son, I low key feel like that probably is what she did, especially if he was the only person in the office. Because if typical protocol is to have other people to maybe help you when you have a tough situation and you just got your scrawny son.
And he had the handcuffs.
Right.
Yeah.
He definitely had the handcuffs.
But he looked shook. Y'all saw what he said. He was like, Mom, you shot him.
She traumatized her son.
Yeah.
She definitely should have had child endangerment, but I'm pretty sure he's like 18.
He was 19.
Here, look
was
at it
19.
again. Look at it again.
A brazen shooting caught on camera.
Mom, you just shot him.
I did.
I did.
Yeah. I did and I did.
Right. That's that Karen. That's that Karen
Yes.
privilege.
Yeah.
So initially when police showed up, because she called 911 after she shot him.
Of course they do that.
That's their friend,
Yeah.
911. They showed up and they didn't believe what she said. And so it was based on witness testimony, which the only other witness that was in there was her son. So I'm thinking that he might have said something that made the police not believe her.
Oh,
But she
they
ended
arrested
up,
her?
They arrested her. They didn't believe her, and they looked at the video, and the police officers were like, "No." So they ended up charging her with first-degree murder, which means that she was facing life in prison at that point. His family, Brandon's Williams family, believed that it was a setup for money, just like Phil was saying, and that she just brought him in there with the intention of not letting him leave, whether it was going to be alive or yeah. And so the picture on the screen there is Brandon with his ex-wife at the time he was shot and his child.
Wow.
But those were the living relatives that, he left here, and they were very upset. They threatened to sue her civilly.
Oh, she definitely should have.
For sure. I couldn't find any documentation that it had been done, but I don't know if the statute of limitations in Oklahoma is already up for that or not. She spent, Miss Carey, Carey the Karen, spent 7 months in prison awaiting the trial date. It ended up being a 4-day trial, which is a pretty good amount of time for a murder trial. So
she didn't have a bond.
Ooh, the irony in that.
Yeah.
So you can bond out for murder?
In certain situations, you can.
Yeah. So how it works in Florida is you're always entitled to a bond unless there are conditions where you know that this person actually did do it, like where it's something that's blatant like this, where you see it on camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear cases or whatever, they say that they had $25,000 bond. Who pays that?
The family.
They got $25,000, or
I don't just have that.
Or do they
around.
pay like a percentage?
They pay a percentage. So if it's 25, what do you say, 25,000?
Yeah,
that's just 2,500.
Okay, and
so they said that's just 2,500.
And so they pay you.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens? What's the process? What happens when you have to get a bounty hunter?
Ooh, are you one too? Like, can you be both?
Florida doesn't actually authorize you to say I'm a bounty hunter. Okay. You have to be a bail bondsman. But we recover our we recover our property. Yeah.
I thought that's where she was going. Oh my God.
So what's the process to actually begin that? Because when I hear someone say that they skip bond, like what is all that? What are all those terminologies?
What's the process?
Yeah.
What do you
Like what you do when you find out?
How do you? What's the process of how do you have to go get somebody?
Yeah,
you go get them.
Let me find out you turn into Dog the Bounty Hunter.
You go get them.
No, but why would you go get them?
So most of the time, like at least 95% of the time, you are arresting them because they didn't go to court.
Oh.
So at that point, they are in violation.
Got you.
You have all right to take them. You have to take them actually
because they are under your custody, like you said, when they come out of the jail.
Yep. And the courthouse is like, hey, this is what you promised. You were going to produce this body to us. That's why we released him to you. So
your responsibility.
It's your responsibility.
So it could get you in trouble.
Right.
But you guys have insurance and things like that, right? Like just in case.
Right. But it is that person. What we do now for sure is the financial burden will be on the person that bonded them.
Oh, okay. So now you have somebody else that's on the hook for, and it would be for the full amount, not just
it's
for
the full amount.
Okay.
You paid $2,500, but you're paying the courthouse $25,000.
Wow.
And if you don't have it, whatever you have, you just have to start. You gotta
stack it up.
Yeah, but $25,000 most likely you're gonna take collateral. So.
And what would be collateral?
Most people put houses up, so you'll just liquidate it for that and get that amount out.
Oh my God, that's crazy. In this case, his bond was $35,000. So this man lost his life over that amount of money. And you said it would just be 10% of that, right? So I'm not the best at math, but 3,500.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And it seems like maybe he was just making I just really am sad because if you took him to jail before his mother's funeral, I mean you have to be low.
Yeah.
You know how many people I bond out that have deaths in their family because that's part of life.
That's the only way to get out of this life is to
I've had clients die while I don't bond, and it saddens me because I was like, while I was just, so if a client tells me his mother died or he's going to a funeral, I trust that he's doing that. And if he violates that, then I just have to take him back to jail.
Do what you got to do. Yeah, but I would hope that somebody would not lie about their mother dying. But
Right.
like you said, you could see how respectful he was in that video.
Yeah.
Up until the point that he was killed, literally. So we'll talk a little bit more about this case, and then I want to jump into like what was your wildest experience as a bondswoman. So just to wrap this portion up, so she was facing first-degree murder. Her attorney just did a really creative defense, which is basically saying like she did not purposely try to kill him, because she was in such close proximity that if she wanted to kill him, she could have just done a gunshot wound to the head or something, but she shot downward instead. So he was saying because she shot downward, she was just trying to, like you said earlier, graze him or disable him and not kill him. So that ultimately was the reason why she was found not guilty. Okay. Now,
that was smooth.
That was, and I hate that. I hate when you have some good attorneys like that, and and it works.
Oh, it was perfect.
But the jurors were really distraught about it because what happened was in Florida, typically, if you have a murder or something, you can include lesser included offenses. So if it's not first degree murder, you can look at, okay, it's manslaughter or it's negligence or something like that. In this case, they only charged her with first degree murder. So because the jury found it was not intentional that she shot him, they couldn't find her guilty.
It was the wrong charge.
The wrong charge. They overcharged her.
So is that why prosecutors don't?
Oh.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, exactly. Is that why they don't actually go for that? Because it can be...
It is difficult.
Okay.
It is very, very difficult in cases that you think are slam dunk, like this one, because we had the video, slam dunk that she clearly killed this man. Now you have to, she's not guilty because of a technicality.
Yep.
So they were very distraught. They said that their hands were tied, but the jurors were crying like they really did not like this outcome.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that says a lot about our system. If you have jurors that are so engulfed in a case and know that something is innately wrong, that it bothers them, and they want to speak out, because jurors do not have to tell anything. But man, that was crazy. Oh, I did want to add this, that I don't think she's still in business. I Googled the business, and if anybody else who's watching or listening wants to Google it too and tell me what it is, the name of the company is Signature Bail Bonds. Right now, they have 1 star as a review.
Oh, wow, really?
Yes, and they're like, if you want to die before you go to court, use this bonds company.
Somebody said that?
Yes, they're leaving reviews.
Karen's bail bonds.
Karen's bail bonds. I can't. So, yeah.
So you can't see if she's still in business?
I mean, I went to Google Maps, and it says she's open from 4 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. I didn't even think about doing that.
You want to call her right now?
Ooh, we could try. Let's try it. It's Signature Bail Bonds, and it's in Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is crazy. Are we really about to do this?
All right, let's see here.
Oh, it's definitely.
You see the stars?
Oh, no, it's another Signature Bail Bonds in Lake County.
Oh, wait, yeah, I almost dialed that one.
Come on, y'all.
Okay, it's Oklahoma, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me like Signature. I know a company with Signature.
That's why I was wondering why you look like that. Like, hold on, you know Karen, but you know the one here. Okay.
All right, let's see here. So,
Who pulling the trigger? Who calling?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I think Tulsa is close enough to Stillwater, so I think that is the one.
Okay, all right. So,
Uh-oh.
Who do you want to? You gonna talk?
Can they hear me?
They will.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I can't hear it ringing.
Oh, hold on.
He's just inquiring about a bond.
Yeah, I turned the Bluetooth on. Hold on. All right, this is gonna be fun.
You said inquiring about what?
Bail bonds.
Okay.
Let me turn my Bluetooth on. This is gonna be good. Because they're gonna answer. You think she's gonna answer?
I don't think so. I don't think it's
And ask her, do she bond out for people?
who committed murder.
No.
All right.
I'm nervous.
Here we go.
This is crazy, y'all.
Signature Bail Bonds, how can I help you?
Yes, good afternoon. I was inquiring about a bond for one of my cases.
Okay. Do you have a warrant out? Or are you on bond with us?
I do have a warrant, and it is for possession of marijuana and burglary.
Okay. What's your name?
Miss Karima. It's Kareema. And my last name is Love. May I ask who I'm speaking with?
This is Kim.
Kim? Okay.
Can't.
Are you related to Miss Carey? Because I was told specifically to talk to Miss Carey.
We don't have anybody named Carey here.
Oh, I thought she was the owner.
No, there's a Sandy.
Oh, I was looking for Chasity Carey.
Oh,
Is this the wrong bond company? The one who had murdered someone?
no, that's not us.
Oh, it's not you. Okay. Well, I'm gonna call that one because I think they'll do a good job with my bond. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, bye-bye.
That was them.
That was
them.
That was. Y'all heard her pause.
She's like,
oh.
No.
Let me find out. Miss Carey's still getting coin. That's
was them.
crazy.
That was them.
That was them.
Yeah.
Do they not know about these reviews? They're not even responding to no review. That's crazy.
That was them.
How y'all like my charges?
You had her. You had her shook for a second.
You was great.
Yep. Thank you. The acting skills. The acting skills. What that is, you know what? We got to do that more often. That was so
Live, folks. That's live.
right. That just happened. Oh my God. But have you had any crazy stories?
So belt buns, essentially everything's crazy.
Okay.
But I would say the funniest crazy thing that I've experienced that's not like, it wasn't too dangerous. It was more like a soap opera.
Okay.
So I had a person call to bond out their girlfriend, and then they also inquired about her baby's father. They both,
Ooh.
yeah. I was like,
Messy.
I was like, why you want? He was like, oh, he was gonna bond them out too. So
Wait, he was gonna bond out his girlfriend and her baby daddy.
right. It was weird. So
A thruple.
a couple, right?
Thruple.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this kind of whatever. Either way it go, I ended up bonding out both parties, but not knowing that they were really connected. Because at that point, when he inquired about this individual, I didn't know they were connected.
Okay.
So I bond both people out. I scheduled both of them to come into the office because I bond them out the same day. We normally get the same appointments. So they come in the office together, and I was like, why y'all together? And now I realize, oh, okay, so this is her baby's dad, and then this is her. Okay, so the guy who actually paid her bond, he's not there.
Is that normal for the person who bonded you out to not be at the meeting?
No, they normally come.
Okay.
But she actually had her side dude come.
Big.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like this lady.
Yeah, so I was like, this girl is amazing. You know
How she did that?
And I know she had to be dealing with all three of them. And the baby's dad was over here doing his paperwork, she was doing hers, and her new side dude was doing his.
And the side dude that she bought wasn't the side dude that bailed them out.
He was just the one that was going to sign for her and make sure she goes to court. And he was being on her. He was
supportive.
like, yeah, he was amazing.
That is, I want.
And he actually finished paying her bond. Yeah.
Dang. Did her case resolve okay? Her and her baby daddy?
Oh, yeah, because actually that case was because she beat up the baby's dad girlfriend.
Wait a minute. Come on now, bro. So what, she dropped the charges? The baby daddy girlfriend was like, because that's what would that be, a domestic battery or a regular battery?
It was regular. It was assault. It was like a simple battery, but the girl was pretending to be pregnant.
Oh, so it was felony battery because she was pregnant.
She was lying. She wasn't pregnant.
So did she convince her to drop the charge?
No, they dropped the charge because she wasn't pregnant. She was really not pregnant. Mm-hmm.
That's not. She can't be selfish now. She can't have 3 men and then be mad.
No. She can and she did.
Oh my God.
We have the problem because she did it.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like,
I need a team.
I was like, my life is clearly.
Yeah, what we doing wrong? I mean, we don't want to be in trouble, but it's okay to have options on the table.
She had it.
Ooh,
I was like, I'm up here struggling with 1, and she has 3.
Dang, man.
Paying her bond.
Yeah.
Sitting in the office like, dang, all sleeping with her.
That's crazy. Have you ever had a case where you felt threatened by a client, or you wouldn't take a case because you felt it could be a potential threat?
No, I've never really felt like physically threatened.
She a G, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
This is not.
I'm a little intimidated.
Really?
Because I opened the door, she walked right past me. She went
And didn't even care. And look at her now, how she's sitting up. Like, I feel intimidated.
I thought I was in trouble when she came into my building. I'm like, oh, you better stop talking.
Man, Keomi, you a G for real, girl. This is crazy. Man. What difficulties have you faced being a woman in this field? If any.
I guess it would be like a black woman.
Okay.
Because it kind of goes together. I can't really take it away. I don't know if it's because I was black or it's because I was a woman. Like I can't really decipher between the two most of the time. But they kind of some clients act as if you don't possess the ability, to kind of tell them how to move and what they try it.
They try to walk over.
Yeah, you have some men that will attempt to try to say or be, but I get them together quickly.
I see.
I've never had that issue. But when it comes down to sort of like the business portion, I wouldn't say difficulties. I'll just say it's like just like normal hurdles, just getting over it.
Like being an entrepreneur. Period.
Yeah.
Got you. Man, have you ever had any clients try to flirt with you or? Yeah.
It's just be like, bruh, like.
And you here because you got charged with possession of cocaine.
Oh, I had a smooth window. He waited till his charges was dropped.
Oh, man, tell me
was
about
like,
this.
So, like my charges are over. I was wondering if I could take you out.
Keomi, did you go out with him?
Absolutely not. No. No.
Yo, but at least he got some common sense, though.
He was very very respectful, and he was just a really all around great person. But no, it happens so much. You just
you over it.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship.
That part,
and I'm either in a relationship or heading towards just get my life together, and I don't want a relationship.
So it's not they never meet you at the right place, right? If it was gonna be a right place.
But I definitely would never date my clients.
Yeah,
ever, because it's just a professionalism.
Exactly.
I don't know what other people do, but you don't date your clients,
exactly,
especially not while you're down on bond, because that's illegal.
Yeah.
And you also don't ever want to have that as a name for you. That's how you met that person.
Yeah.
Bunning them out. Like, that's just, I don't know. It's just distasteful.
Yeah. Especially if it was a crazy charge too. I can believe it.
They're out here doing it. Some bondsmen, I read up on it. Some male bondsman was using services as payment.
Yeah, my a person that I used to know where I used to practice down in Southwest Florida just got caught up. He's an attorney and he was sleeping with potential clients for payment too, and he about to be behind bars, and he's definitely disbarred at this point. That's just not ethical at all. Dang, Keomi, you gonna come back?
Yeah, I come back.
Okay, she dope. So we're gonna go into this next segment. It's called the Big Subpoena Moment. Okay. And you familiar with subpoenas. Okay. So this is where I'm pretty much calling out foolishness. Wow. Things I do not like that people keep doing that keep pissing me off. So, Keomi, my birthday is in September. My birthday was September 8th.
Oh, okay? Happy birthday.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. I did it big. But you know what's making me so mad? Is that right after Labor Day, people want to just skip over the rest of September and go directly to Halloween and Christmas.
They do that.
That bothers me. Does that bother you?
I actually don't really even remember September. Like, September goes by so fast. But
you don't remember it because you celebrate Christmas early, or
no? I actually don't. But I have like the beginning of September because of my dad's birthday and like few people that that's in my family that's in September. But then after that month, I'll be like,
that's it. Then we go straight into.
I actually really like after September. It's like, okay, so Thanksgiving coming up. Let's start planning for it.
Oh, you a Thanksgiving girl. You're not necessarily Halloween or Christmas. I can respect that. Because at least you jump in November is Thanksgiving. You jump in a couple months ahead.
Yeah. I'm like, listen, who house we cooking at?
That part. My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Let's start planning it.
Now. Yes. Let me ask you this, though, because you know how, like, after you got, look at them. This is, if you're looking at this, well, if you're listening to the podcast, you can't look at the screen, but the screen is just the typical fall basic women that have the boots, the
I know all of their
sweaters.
names. So that's Aylin, that's Jalen, that's Kaylin, that's Braylon, that's Laylan.
Everything with a Lynn.
Shaylin, the black girl in the middle.
Wait, I didn't even notice it was a black girl in
Because
it.
you can't, because she blended in.
You said Shaylin. Oh my God. So yeah, with September, like I said, you got Labor Day and then you just have a slew of holidays once October hits. Do you ever have people that skip bonds or skip court around holiday season?
Oh, yeah, they do.
And why is that?
It depends on what season or what you're a lawyer, so you understand different levels of the court process. So if they're kind of in the pre-trial portion.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we just going to get new court dates. But they're in trial, and this is, oh, you might go to jail this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they skip.
They leaving. I had one case where a person actually left during trial.
Like,
She just left
I have to go to the bathroom
and then jetted.
in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's the only clean bathroom is out there. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I noticed that too. But I also noticed the court system becomes more lenient around that time too.
They are.
So if you're gonna take a plea or if you're gonna get a continuance, that's the time to do it.
And I've actually had a very, very respectable client because he got his plea around that time, and the judge granted him a furlough.
Okay.
And he waited and he turned himself in after New Year's.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, where they kind of like postpone your case for a second, let you get your affairs in order, spend time with your family.
And that's what it was. He had to get his affairs in order. He had to get his kids. He had a newborn. Like, he was getting a lot of stuff, and the judge did it. Then I had another case that exactly the same, and he came in to get the time, and it was $150,000 bond, and he did not come back. Yeah.
Did he ever come back?
Oh, I had to find him.
Ooh. Okay.
Was he the one that was hitting on you?
Oh. We'll say that for next time when you come back, though. Dang, Keomi, thank you for kicking it with me today.
Of course.
How can the people find you? Where can they do business or just kick it with you?
Well, if you want to connect with me, because if loved one is incarcerated, it is kjsbailbonds.com. And if it's just, just to follow me, just to follow what I'm doing, it's Keomi, not Keomi, Miss Kiki on IG, and it's Keomi Jones on Facebook.
So our producer has put your information up there. So if you're able to watch this on YouTube, then you can see what it is and you can just type that in.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to us, I hope you enjoyed it today. But yeah, so we're going to have this music take us on out. Thank you again. Oh, let me talk about myself for a second. If you want to come kick it with me and hang out, you can find me on Instagram. I'm KaiLife, CAI_LYFE. On Facebook, I am Kyla A. Coleman. That's where I'm just hanging out, being silly. If you would like to actually do business, then you can look me up at colemanlaw.net. But until next time, we're going to let the music take us on out. Till next episode, y'all. All right, then. Okay, Keomi.